Hello and welcome to SIAL TV. I'm your host Marc-Antoine, and today I'm joined by Fayçal Bellatif. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
You are the chairman of Eurofins Certifications, and we will be talking about international certifications to have a global overview. Very interesting subject, very wide subject to cover. So maybe Fayçal, would you be kind enough to say a few words about the company, your company?
Yeah, Eurofins is a testing company. It's a global testing company. It's a leader in the food testing, environmental testing, and pharma testing as well. But we also do audits and any other service which is contributing to the food safety management system improvement.
Okay.
We're global. We're born in Nantes in France, but we're now global and operating in something like 36 countries for now.
Oh, okay. So you have a very good overview of all the certifications in the world. Could you probably give us a little world tour of certifications, just to clarify this for us?
Yeah, a tremendous subject.
Yes.
Certification for food safety management systems is different from the certifications of quality management systems. I'm not here talking about the very well-known ISO 9001 certification, which is about quality.
Okay.
I'm here about food safety certification. The initiatives for certification were, let's say, taken by a group of retailers many years ago, more than 10 years from now, because the most important market share of the private label brands that are distributed by the retailers, the more they are using private label brands, the more their responsibility on the integrity of the products is increasing as well. But retailers are not manufacturing themselves. Okay. So they needed to control and to monitor their supply chains. They are requiring food testing, raw material testing, but they were also providing second-party audits. They were, for instance, auditing their manufacturers wherever they are. The problem that the Europe were facing these last 10 years is that the food manufacturers were hosting several auditors coming from several retailers. Either they are British or French or whatever, or even American.
Okay.
So this overlapping of several audits did not really give any consistency to improve the food management systems of the unique manufacturers. This is why the third-party certification was really a good initiative to make sure, or to try to make sure that one certificate or one manufacturer is certified once, recognized everywhere or by everybody.
All right. Okay.
This was the origin of the increase of this food safety management certification systems by third party.
Okay. And the difference between all those certificates across the world, can we trust each certificate based on the same level? Do they have the same level of trust?
It's a tough question.
Yes, it is.
As I said, retailers were taking this initiative, but thanks to the Global Food Safety Initiative, which is commonly called GFSI, which is a platform of stakeholders within the supply chain, has the aim to harmonize the systems and make sure that every standard for certification recognized by this platform, which is hosting manufacturers and retailers, would be accepted by everyone and everywhere.
Okay.
The problem is that certification is involving as well auditors. The first criteria is the auditors, and the second one is standard itself. So the standard is, if the standard is outstanding enough, accepted by the GFSI, we can consider at the time that it is, let's say, acceptable enough for the food safety management systems. The other problem is the integrity of the process. We have auditors everywhere, we have certification bodies everywhere, but the relationship between the certification bodies and the food manufacturers are quite different if we're talking about Europe, North America, Asia, or even Africa. So of course, there's a lot to improve, but there is also a lot that has already been done. We, I think, this last decade, improved a lot the system with a common qualification criteria for auditors, common examination process for auditors, a lot of issues, new ones for the standards that are accepted by GFSI.
Okay.
And this is a system I believe in and trust, I think, to reach what you call the common acceptance and common acceptance of all the standards.
Okay. And regarding GFSI, do you think it can help in harmonizing all these certifications throughout the world and maybe become one of the only global one?
I personally, and this is my own opinion, I personally believe that GFSI is the only place and the only network that can reach this target. Okay. There is a huge work done since many years now, and especially in one of the groups I'm part of, which is called the Auditors Competence Scheme Committee, which aim is to harmonize the competences all over the world for all auditors, whatever country they are from.
Okay.
And but this is complicated because we're here talking about difference of cultures. Europe is something particular in North America and South America. I mean, we are here really facing cultural, not problems, but let's say obstacles or barriers that we need to work out. So I personally believe that this will happen once, but not sure that we will come to a point where we only will have one single standard for food safety, which is applicable everywhere.
Okay. And regarding the culture of each country and the culture of certifications, when did we start tracing and food safety? When did we start certifications? When and where?
History is something which is depending on who's talking about.
Yes.
I have to confess that British retailers started to set up the first standard for third-party certification, which is called BRC, many years ago. I think the late 90s. The second most popular one, which is named IFS, was developed by the more continental retailers. I'm talking here about the French, German, Italian, and Spanish ones. It was in 2004 or 3, about 10 years now. And so we can talk about a start which is about 15, 20 years, but a harmonization process which is only starting since 10 years from now. Okay. And by the way, one more information is that the GFSI was set up, in year 2000. So to give you an idea about.
Okay. Okay. GFSI in 2000. And regarding the costs of all this chain of certifications throughout the world, could you give us a little bit your input on costs?
Yes. Audits and certification are costing money, of course, because they are using auditors, let's say experts or consultants that are spending time on site. They have to prepare, they have to audit, they have to issue their reports, and then we have to track the certificates and make sure that we have an integrity within the overall process. So the question is not the cost itself. The question is what is this cost part of the global costs of the production of one food product first, and the other aspect is that the cost of certification is not depending on the volumes. So I have to confess that if I'm a small manufacturer or if I'm a large one, the cost or the ratio of the cost is not the same. This is the first thing. My second thought is about the previous situation before the third-party certifications. Before those certifications, all retailers were conducting second-party audits on their own. So one manufacturer could have hosted in 1 year maybe 10 or 15 audits coming from different retailers. Certification now, when it's accepted, normally is replacing all the other audits.
Okay.
So there are some savings since the certification started.
Okay. And GFSI will play a role in these savings?
Sorry?
GFSI will play a role in these
yes, of course, because the most
savings.
popular standards, the standards that are accepted by the all stakeholders globally are only those standards that are accepted by GFSI.
Okay.
If a standard is not benchmarked by GFSI, it will not be accepted by the retailers everywhere.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Fayçal Bellatif, for being with us today.
My pleasure.
And I will see you next on SIAL TV.